I'm Val Pancakes, and joining me tonight on the stack, I have the Queen Bee, Brooke Valentine. You can find her wrestling at Zawa, Zello Pro, faking people out, doing some real hot girl shit, and of course on this weekend's Black Wrestlers Matter show in Des Moines. Please welcome Brooke Valentine.
Hello, hello. Oh, I'm sorry, Tanner. Sorry, my cat wants me to pet him right now, but if I move too fast, he freaks out and like claws at me.
Oh, I see his little tail.
Okay, he's done now. Hello, hello. Thank you.
Hi. I'm so glad that we were able to get you on, especially ahead of kind of between Mania weekend shenanigans and the Black Wrestlers Matter show and whatever shenanigans you had this weekend. So, before we jump into our usual kind of way we go about things, first I need to ask you about real hot girl shit.
Yes, love real hot girl shit.
So that show on the Collective, where you were wrestling Willow, and then swerved everybody. I myself, like, I was worried. I was like, oh no, did she really hurt herself? Like, how did that? Like, was it just like a matter of taking the opportunity, or like how did that kind of come about? Like, what made you decide to go that route?
So I kind of looked at who I was on the show with, and I was like, how am I gonna stand out amongst like look at who was on the show? Like literally, I had to just come up, think of a way to where I could just uh stand out, be different, and like I was like, well, what's different than some others? And I've been doing theater and acting since I was like 9 years old. So I was like, how can I use this to my advantage to one, try to win a match. I didn't win, whatever. But also make myself stand out from the crowd. And it just kind of like happened to work out really well.
I was legitimately concerned. Also, I actually had somebody from here message me and ask if you were okay. And so I was like, yeah, she's fine.
No, I got a text from my stepdad going, he was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And then like 2 minutes later, he goes, oh, fuck you. It made me laugh so hard. I guess I tricked all of my siblings. They had no idea. Like they were all freaking out because my stepdad and mom watched it before they all saw it. So when they were watching it, they were all just like trying to hide what's going to happen. It was good. I'm very proud of it, actually. I didn't think I'd be able to trick that many people, but
excellent. I will say, like, for me, like, that's and maybe it's because I know you, but that's like a standout moment from that show because you were so convincing. I really thought you were injured.
I think being injured enough, I'm like, okay, how did I react when I tore my MCL? Let's do that here.
But like, not for realsies.
Not the tearing part, but the crying part.
Brilliant. Brooke. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, as far as current events for Brooke Valentine, what is Tay Money?
What is a Tay Money? She is a Dallas-based rapper. She has some poppin' songs. I'm not gonna lie. Like one with Saweetie, which is one of my favorites. Bussin'. I think people were taking my beef and misdirecting it. It wasn't like I don't hate Tay Money. I mean, now I don't really care for her, but like at the time, it was with them always pushing her instead of just the wrestling. But then she had to get her little goons involved in it, and it just devolved into what it devolved into.
And what was the resolution on that?
I don't care for the resolution, but I don't know, I kind of asked for it. Like I was about to beat Blair. But then I saw her little dumb face at her booth and I was like, where's Tay Money? And she started charging at the ring, taking off her earrings. I was like, okay, we're about to fight. So I dropped Blair and I got ready for her. I was like, come on in, let's go. She gets in there and then she's like, look behind you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're in front of me. She's like, no, look behind you. So I look behind me and then Blair gets me with her finish and I lose. But you know, I could have done without Tay Money twerking over me after, but she did what she did. And if I see her again, I'm not holding back.
So what I'm hearing is a potential twerking competition between you and Tay Money, and then you beat her ass.
Yeah, I don't think she wants that though.
I wouldn't if I were her.
Either the ass whooping or the ass. I don't think she wants either or.
I don't think she can handle Brooke Valentine if I'm being completely honest.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
So what was a young Brooke Valentine like?
Baby B. Oh, Baby B was the center of attention. I was an only child for quite some time. So I was in theater. I did music, dance. I was also quite a sporty kid as well. You know, some softball, basketball, a little bit of flag football. I was the only girl to play flag football. I was the quarterback. Pretty proud of that. Gosh, yeah, I was just a little brat, honestly. I really was. Like, we would be singing in the car and I would want to sing the lead. And if anybody else would sing the lead, I would throw a literal temper tantrum until they stopped. And then I would just sing the lead. But then sometimes I'd want to be the backup, or sometimes I'd even want to be the guitar. Yeah.
So what was one of your favorite songs to like sing in the car?
Oh man. So my grandma, I spent a lot of time with my grandma because my mom was a cosmetologist. So she was working a lot. And we would always listen to like ABBA and like Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner. My favorite song to sing was Respect all the time though. Oh man, Respect and what is the song? It's Sonny and Cher. I Got You, Babe. Those are my two favorite songs. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Would sing every single part. So good. So good.
So you were both Sonny and Cher.
It was both Sonny and Cher, yes. Always.
So how did you decide to pursue wrestling?
I met my best friend, Tristan Bracewell. He's actually pretty active in like the independent wrestling, like Iowa scene, really. But we've known each other since we were 9 years old, doing theater together. And I never knew he watched wrestling, but when we were like 19, he started showing me Lucha Underground because he like, yeah, you know, like theater, so he knew that I would like the production value and how just like exciting it was. Started watching that, and then he showed me who Prince Puma was, and I was like, what's this wrestling thing? What is this? So I enjoyed what he showed me, but I never really watched it outside of that. But then he showed me Sasha and Bailey at Takeover. And when Sasha came out in what was that, an Escalade that she came out in, yeah, I was like, this is it. I'm hooked. This is amazing. And I became like an actual fan after that. Started watching. He started showing me more and more matches, more like old TNA stuff. And I really got into it. We finally were able to go to, like, I think it was Raw or SmackDown. I really can't remember. And I liked it. It was cool, but I wasn't really like, oh, I got to go to every show I can, whatever. I was like, I can just watch this at home. But then he took me to WrestlePalooza when they came to Des Moines. And I was fucking hooked. Like, oh my God. Like, talk about the best first indie show to go to. You have burlesque, it was Masked Intruder playing, and then the wrestling. Like, it was so great. We're all up against the ring. I got pulled up during Masked Intruders like performance to dance in the ring. God, I wonder if Canon has the footage, because if anybody could go back and see me trying to get in the ring for the first time, bad. You would look at me and be like, God, I hope she never becomes a wrestler. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. But yeah, it was a really cool first experience for my first show. And then, but I still didn't think I could do it, until until I saw Jessica Havoc wrestling at the Iowa Hall of Fame show up in Waterloo, Iowa. And I was like, wow, like, look at that big girl. She's big, she's freaking strong, and she's beautiful. And like, she's doing all these amazing things because of that. And also despite that, it's not really the focus, but it's also what makes her so cool. And I was like, damn, maybe I can do this. So I kind of got that bug in my ear. Sorry, this is literally the longest wrestling origin story, but I swear.
No, I'm loving it.
It's so great. But that was just kind of that. So I kept going like shows, went to a couple AAW shows. And then there was an IPW show coming up, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go until I went to a bridal show to work for Suntan City, and I saw Ryan Slade modeling. And I was like to my friend, oh my God, I think that's Ryan Slade. She's like, who? I said, he was just at the last time I saw him was the WrestlePalooza show. So I was like, what the hell? That guy's a wrestler. So I went to go talk to him. I was like, hey, aren't you? And he was like, yeah, I've never been recognized as Ryan Slade here before. That's so cool. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of a new wrestling fan. He's like, oh, well, have you heard of Impact Pro? And I was like, no. He's like, well, there's a show this weekend. You should come. And I said, sure, let me go. So I asked Tristan to go, and he was out of town, so I wasn't going to go. But then my friend Sarah reached out to me to see if I wanted to hang out that Saturday. And she went with me to the show, and she ended up knowing Sierra Avery. They went to school together. So she started talking to Sierra. It was Sierra's debut in Des Moines that night. And she told Sierra, like, yeah, Emily, like, really wants to do this. You should talk to her about it. And she talked to me, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. But then a couple beers later, she brought Troy and Travis over to BTS Aggressor. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. Let me do it. And then they're like, yeah, come on up to training. And we'll, show you the ropes. We'll talk to you about everything else. And Saturday morning came, and I was like, oh boy. Well, I can't let them know that I'm not sure yet. Let me just go. So Sierra picks me up, takes me, and I fell in love. And here we are 4 years later.
So I will say I know. So I was at those WrestlePalooza shows in Des Moines because they were awesome. Secondly, I know that they're both on IWTV.
No freaking way. Oh my gosh, somebody has to go find the Masked Intruder. I'm the girl that gets up in the dress that dances during Masked Intruder's performance with the guy in the green mask. Green guy. I don't know what his name was.
I will definitely, after we're done here, find that, and I will GIF it if I can find it. I don't know if they cut out the performances or not.
God, I hope not. I have been wondering if it's as bad as I remember. And I don't know if I... Oh.
If I can find it, I will GIF it.
Thank you. Thank you for now. We'll circle back to that after. But thank you for now.
So, where did you train, and what were some of the best things you learned while training?
So I started my training at Impact Pro Wrestling in Iowa. Trained under Ugly, and Tia Aggressor. Um, and I also trained a little bit with down at Burning Spirit with Michael Elgin in St. Louis. But my time with Impact is so amazing. Their training that they do there is just ridiculous. It's everyone is so, especially their new class, which you're kind of familiar with. The newer guys are just so insanely talented. It makes no sense for how like fresh they are. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But my biggest thing is everything I've done like before wrestling was, you know, music, theater, dance, even sports. Like they all kind of came, I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but like easy to me. Like I've been singing my whole life. I'm a dramatic kid, so acting is fine. So I've always just kind of been like, it's been automatic, but wrestling is not at all. It humbled me a lot, like a lot, a lot, a lot. Like not being instantly good at something was just ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. I hated it. I hated not being good at something right away. But that's a good life lesson to have. You know, I think I've learned a lot of perseverance from just wrestling training in general. I've learned that there's a lot of things I can do that I've been telling myself I can't do just because for whatever reason I make up in my head. So it's, yeah, a lot of life lessons.
So, who has had the most influence on you both in and out of the ring?
Oh my. Honestly, like I'm gonna cry, and I every time I talk about her, I cry. But Faye Jackson, um, seeing somebody that represents such a, I mean, a distinct body type, you know, but that so many um, people are ashamed of, but seeing it loved so openly through Faye helped me through a lot of stuff. Um, and just she's an amazing person. I'm sorry, I don't want to make you cry.
I'm a sympathy crier.
But God, like just Faye's helped me through so much, even before she knew who I was. But and just how she just does everything with so much love. Even when she's cussing somebody out, it's usually because they fucked up with somebody that she loves, you know? I don't know. I just think that wrestling would be so much better if everybody tried to be like Faye a little bit. But you know, I wouldn't. I said a little bit on Twitter. But I wouldn't be like I wanted to quit after last Black Wrestlers Matter. I was just kind of done. I had some injuries, a couple. Like I was just off my second concussion, and I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm not really feeling. It's not really going anywhere for me. But then Faye and Sunny Kiss talked to me after the show, and just to think the words that they told me, what Faye told me, is literally the reason why I'm still wrestling today. And she gave me the confidence to go for these things that have been happening all year. Like that night, it was just such a switch on me, and I owe it all to her. So much to her. Yeah. Sorry for making you cry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm a crier. It's fine. It's all good.
Obviously.
So, to kind of touch on that, you have really, since that last Black Wrestlers Matter show last summer, like you've like to the moon with you.
It just takes somebody that you look up to really just like, you know, that they believe in you. God damn. I just really respected her, and just for her to say what she said and did for me is just, it gave me all the confidence you needed. When someone like Faye believes in you, you know, like, oh, who's gonna stop me?
Yeah, you don't want to disrespect her by not believing in yourself after that.
She sees it. Like if she sees it, then I, you know.
So what are your future plans and dreams? Because, you know, going from last year where you were, you know, ready to quit to now to what do you see going on in the future for you with wrestling or not wrestling?
I just want to it used to be, oh, I want to be signed. I want to be signed. I want to do this, that. That's not really my goal anymore. I just want to leave. Everyone says this, but I want to leave it better than I found it. I want to be known as somebody that didn't accept the status quo, that worked actively to change it for the better, hopefully. I just want to be happy. And I think, and I want to quit my shoot job. God damn, let me quit my shoot job. I hate it so much. If I could just wrestle my entire life, whether that means, not my entire life, God, I don't know if I can handle that physically, like literally physically, I could not handle that. But if I could just live wrestling like that, would be great, whether it's signed or independently, half signed, whatever. I just want to wrestle and have that be all I get to do, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Quitting the shoot job is like the dream.
Yeah. Working a real job sucks. I mean, I would love to like take this platform over into, you know, music and theater, acting at some point, but if I could just wrestle, I'll be a happy gal.
So what has been your greatest achievement in wrestling so far? And that could be like a title, or it could be a specific match or opponent that you've had, whatever that means to you.
Yeah, God, so many like little things have happened. I would say my most recent probably would be my match with Willow. And also being able to tag with Willow was great too. But that she was been on my list since I knew who she was, which is literally probably since I started knowing about wrestling. So like to be able to have that match and learn from her, amazing.
And then what has been the greatest obstacle that you've overcome in wrestling?
Oof. I'm too nice. And I think I let a lot of people walk all over me. Mainly promoters. I let them not pay me what I'm worth. Or I let them, you know, not say no on trans. But I'm like, no, I should probably just get trans. So it's been really hard for me to set those boundaries and like not be sad when those opportunities stop coming from those people because of X, Y, and Z. I need to tell myself, like, okay, well, if they don't want to respect, you know, what you value yourself at, why do you want to work for them anyway? You know, that's probably been my hardest obstacle. I just want everyone to like me. I want everyone to like me and think I'm so great.
Well, I think you're well on your way to everyone liking you.
Well, thank you.
Except for maybe whatever a Tay Money is.
Maybe a Tay Money. I feel that one.
So what is some of your favorite, like, either hype music or road music? Like, what are you listening to?
Oh man. So if I have, like, I love to sing. And if I am by myself on my way home from road trips, I am doing karaoke in my car. Absolutely doing karaoke. I'm singing anywhere from Whitney Houston to Adele. We're doing Redneck Woman. I'm singing, and then sometimes I'll carry on over to my musical theater side, and I'll do a whole like Wicked sing through. Sometimes I'll do Legally Blonde. Other times we'll do Susical the musical. You know, it's I got to keep myself entertained, and if I feel like I'm performing, then I don't think about how tired I am. So it keeps me awake. I'm telling you, it's the best. Sing karaoke if you're tired and try to give a really good performance because you won't even realize you're tired. It's the best. It really is. Or NPR. I also listen to NPR.
Do you have any like podcasts that you listen to?
Not really. There was a podcast that I listened to like consistently, but then he got canceled for being a piece of shit. So we don't listen to that podcast anymore. So that was really all I did for podcasts. I do like podcasts, but sometimes they just like that talking gets me. I start falling asleep. Regular podcasts, video podcasts. I can do video podcasts all day. So I feel like I'm hanging out. Like, yeah, guys, what's up? But listening, no. And you can't do a video podcast while you drive. You can't. I mean, you can, but don't.
I mean, depends on where you're driving.
Yeah.
If you're cruising on the interstate and it's late at night, I can't say I haven't ever watched anything.
I can't say I haven't either, but
at that point, all you have to worry about is like, God, I hope I don't hit a deer.
I mean, even if you're watching, what are the chances of you stopping on time anyway? You know?
Yeah. Not 75 miles an hour. I just hope I don't die.
Exactly. Fingers crossed.
So, what are some of your favorite road snacks? Like, you're done with the show, you stop at the Casey's because where else would you stop? What are you like getting?
So I like to get a salty, a sweet, and then like a fun drink. So usually my salty is like, well, salty, okay, like salty or chocolate, one of the two. Usually for my sweet, I'll do like some sort of gummy candy, whether it's gummy bears or peach rings, because those are the only two gummy candies that I will acknowledge. Everything else is awful. My chocolatey or salty, I'll do like the Reese's, but they're the Kit Kat basically, or like basically a Nutter Butter. I love those, but they're better than Nutter Butters, but I love those. And then for my drink, probably an energy drink, probably like an Uptime, or I really like Celsius. Those are really good. The orange one, it's amazing.
I definitely haven't had that. But are you talking about like the Reese's sticks?
Yes, those. They're so good. So good.
So,
that or pizza, especially Casey's Pizza. Amazing. So
Casey's good. Pizza is the move.
It's the best pizza. It really is.
I'm glad that you understand, because not everyone understands how wonderful Casey's Pizza is.
And I feel sorry for them, honestly.
Like, I hear a lot about like Sheetz versus Wawa, but we don't have those here, and there are no Casey's. So
I don't know if they have pizza. Wawa has good quesadillas. Sheetz, I didn't really care for. So Casey's is still the best.
Casey's for the win. We're not sponsored by Casey's, but I would never turn that down.
But hit us up. What's up? I went to school with the CEOs like kids, so let me see what I can do.
Oh, get yourself a Casey's sponsorship.
I haven't thought about that. Free gas?
Right? Gas and pizza? Like, I don't know what else you would need.
Nothing. I could just live off of Casey's for the rest of my life. They have groceries.
Yeah, totally do. We'll look into it. So, who are your favorite road buddies, or who are you putting in your Russell car? Like, who are you traveling with?
Oh man, anytime I get to get in the car with JJ Garrett, or that's usually my go-to car is me, Midnight, and Garrett. It's great. It's always fun because you got Midnight being the responsible one, Garrett being the Garrett one, and then me in the middle of both, being the instigator for both sides. It's great. It's a good carload.
So, what has been your favorite city to wrestle in?
Philly. I love Philly. God, I love Philly. I found out, I fell in love with the building. We were driving and I fell in love with this building in front of us. And I just found out it's like the city building. What's it called? What are they called?
Like the city hall?
Yes. The city building, the city hall. It's beautiful. And just the way the roads are. And I could, like, people were honking and there are a lot of cars. And I got to go into a little corner store. And I felt so cute. I love it. I love it out there. I want to live out there so bad.
You're telling me you don't want to stay in Iowa?
Surprisingly, no. Although I do feel like wrestling in the Midwest is about to kind of like get its moment, which I'm super excited for. But I want to experience it on the East Coast.
Yeah, you can probably hit more places in a 3-hour drive there than you can here.
That's kind of my thing. And like, I can always come home, and like wrestle while I'm home. And flights from out there are so much cheaper than to out there. So it's also just kind of like maybe it's a better home base.
Makes sense. Who has been your favorite opponent so far?
Oh my gosh, I love working with Lainey. Every time I work with Lainey, I feel like it's never the same match. We always elevate each other, and she's always pushing me. And I just feel like because we're such good friends that we go even harder in the ring. So it makes it that much more like entertaining for the audience as well as us. But yeah, I can work with Lainey every day of the week and not get tired of it at all.
And then what is your favorite move to take and what is your favorite move to give?
I love to take a German suplex. They're it's just, you're just like, whee, like at training when we're teaching the new students how to do them on like the crash pad and stuff, I'm always like, give them to me, I'll take it. It's just a fun way to just kind of like, you can't be in control, so just have fun. And to give, I love giving the spear. I love it. It's so fun. It really is. My very first spear, it was like a fall while standing all the way straight up into the other person's shoulder. I don't know what it was. I don't know. The footage is out there somewhere if someone wants to find it. It's from some random Tennessee promotion. It's like titled Brooke Valentine versus ? And like, it's so funny because the lady that recorded the video said, we got Ring of Honor, Women of Honor, superstar. And she's like, what's her name? I was like, first of all, I'm not, thank you, but I'm not on Ring of Honor. And second of all, Brooke, please remember my name.
Oh, who did you wrestle against? Like, who's the match against?
Oh, it's against Nathan.
Oh.
Nathan. Yep.
Fair enough. Moving right along. Yeah, moving right along. At least your name got in the title of the video, though.
It always made me laugh. It was just ?
Fair. Real fair.
Real fair. I call that pre-karma.
And also, like, I don't know when that was, but flash forward however many years, the statement stands. Brooke Valentine versus ? So, what would a dream match be for you? Opponent and stipulations.
I think, okay, I would love to do an I Quit match with Trish Adora. She is so creative. And I feel like it would really push me in a way that no really other match could. And like, who has I Quit matches anymore, Yeah, I feel like that'd be really fun. I don't know. And Trish Adora is amazing. I'd love to have a regular match with her. But also that'd be really fun.
Somebody book it.
Like,
and do you have any like pre-match rituals?
I do this weird breathing thing. I get really nervous like right before I go out, and like my chest like tightens. So I do like a kind of thing just to like get it all out. I know it's weird, but it helps. I don't know what it is. You just gotta breathe really in and just like yell it all out almost, but you gotta quiet yell because you're right by the curtain usually. I'll do that's really all I do really before I wrestle. Like I stretch a little bit, warm up. I just started using my workout band so I can get a pump before I go out there, so I look really strong. But other than that, really no pre-match stuff besides being super nervous and then doing the damn thing.
Well, you are really strong, so
yeah.
So if you could create an action figure of yourself, but it was like one of those ones where it has like the speaker in it, so it says like phrases, what 3 phrases would you want it to say, and what accessories would it come with?
Okay, so I said when I wrestled my first match, I caught Olivia Rochelle up for a power bomb, and I screamed, "You fucked up!" Or I said, "You messed up." I wanted to say "you fucked up," but I screamed it really loud, and everyone said it just was the funniest thing in the world. So I would love for that to be one of them. I don't know if you'll see that they'll release. I think they're gonna put the clip up. But when I had during my match with Blair last weekend, I was like, "Where's Tay Money?" So I would love for that to be one. And then, honestly, I know this is supposed to be for kids, okay? Because no, fuck it. My toy's not for kids. At the beginning of this, like the song I came out to for Real Hot Girl Shit, it goes "Queen Shit, bitch." I would love for that to be the third one. Just "Queen Shit, bitch." Just exactly like that every time. I think that's great. And maybe a fourth one, period, because I say period all the time. It's actually a problem, but
And then what accessories would you have it come out with?
Accessories. Oh my. Definitely like, oh wait, I don't know if I can say this. She would come with a crown and a vape of sorts. Fill in the blank. And I feel like I don't think I'm iconic enough. Oh, my new iconic rolling blue suitcase with 4 rolling wheels, like a real wrestler. That's what she'd have. And 5 outfit changes, because that's super on brand for me.
That would be a really cool action figure if it came with like clothes.
Right? I think that would be what would make mine different, is that she would also have clothes.
Because you have awesome gear, so.
So much. Thank you.
So what has been the weirdest request you've gotten from a fan as a wrestler?
He's not watching, or she, or they. I don't know who they are. But they request me to do a low blow video at least every quarter. So every like 3 months they pop up asking me to do a low blow video, and I tell them $200, and they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then 3 months later, hey, you want to do a low blow video? I'm like, okay, $200. Like, no. I'm like, okay. It's like consistent, I swear. This is the same conversation every time.
You should say $300 next time.
Ooh, let them know that, hey, if you don't start now, I'm gonna keep going up. That's smart. That's good. We're gonna talk
You.
Books. Let me give you my books. We can go through.
Yeah. They want to start lowballing you for prices? Hell no.
That's good. I like that.
Make that money. So, what is your most used? So, like, what's the wrestling word or phrase that you use most outside of wrestling?
Gimmick.
Gimmick.
All the time. I'm like, oh, what's the gimmick? It's everyone's like, what? Or work. I'll say work a lot too. And they're like, yeah, we're at work.
Mine is always that pop me. That pop me.
Oh, you know what? I always forget that is kind of like a wrestling thing, isn't that? Yeah, I definitely say that pop me a lot. Now that I think about it, that's a good one.
So, moving right along, I know that you, especially lately, have been doing a lot of traveling. Mm-hmm. So I know that you have to, especially knowing that you have Garrett in the car with you, you have to have some good travel stories.
Oh my gosh. You know, here's the issue with having me in your car. I'm always the one that's trying to keep everybody on time. And is usually focused on the road because I'm always having to drive. So I never get to be in on the fun travel stories because I'm always the responsible one.
You're like Russell car mom.
I literally am, and I do it to myself. I do. Golly. One time, Jay Fowler, Funds of Steel, and I got matching neon wolf shirts at the I-80 truck stop. Those shirts are pretty dope. I really like it. Gosh, I can't think of like anything. I know I've had some fun stories. I'm fine. I promise.
Anything like crazy happen? Like, did you hit a deer and have to tow the car? Like anything like outlandish?
I mean, one time I was on my way to a Heavy on Wrestling show up in Minneapolis or up like North Minnesota, and the weather was awful, but we still had to go. And not even like a mile from my apartment, my car went into the ditch. And then when they were trying to get it out, they pulled off my bumper. And then when they finally got it out, we popped my bumper back on. And then Chris Manning said, hey, if you can get to Ankeny, I'll take you up there in my SUV. And we're like, yes, sir. And then we made it there like right at bell time. It was great.
Chris Manning for the win.
Chris Manning for the win every time. Literally every time. It's insane. He's so good. He's just perfect.
He's like just a wonderful person.
Literally all around. I can't think of one bad thing about him because he's the best.
Same. So outside of wrestling, you talked about how you were like a theater kid. But like, what are your hobbies now outside of wrestling?
I play video games. I play The Sims a lot, and I play Overwatch. I hang out with my little sister a lot. We hated each other when I lived here first. I moved back in with my mom during the pandemic, and we've gotten to like rebuild our relationship, which is really nice. She's like my best friend now, which is really cool. This summer I've been going to the beach a lot. I'm a beach person. Well, a sand and lake person, but I'm just gonna call it the beach for the sake of aesthetic purposes. So I'm a beach person now. I really don't do a lot besides wrestling. I read sometimes.
What have you most recently read?
I just read oh my golly, I can't remember what it's called. It's oh, One to Watch. I realized a lot of the books, this is going to be a little deep. A lot of the books that I read as a kid were about skinny white women falling in love. And there's a reason why I never felt that I would have that, because I never saw myself represented in that. And that's, I'm a romance novel person. I love romance. I love love. It's a beautiful thing. Um, so I have been reading romance books with fat women as the lead. And it's not like, oh, he loves her even though she's fat. It's like, no, he just loves her and she's fat. You know, like it's this bullshit. They're like, oh, it's so progressive. It's like, no, it's literally the whole point is that he's hot and he's looking past the fact that she's fat. Like that's not romantic. Like, oh, you can give up that little aspect of your whatever. Like, okay, fuck off, you know? Um, but yeah, I'm trying to it's a really good book, but it's about she basically in that world she slams their version of the Bachelorette, and when they go through a spiral, they bring her on to the show to like show, oh, we're growing, and
Very inclusive.
yeah, pretty much. And it's just I'm yeah, it's basically about that, her finding love, and it's a good book. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, there's definitely not enough of anything where especially fat women are represented in a way that is not with pity or degradation.
Yes, yes. And I think this book is such a good like look into the reality of what like fat women dating go through, but also just like bringing up culturally how we see how we are also used for whatever purpose to show inclusivity, and like, wow, look, we have a fat person in this ad. Shop with us. Just kidding, though. We don't have your fucking size. Like, you know, I can
do
that.
Well, you kind of, since we're kind of on the topic, I guess, and you kind of touched on it earlier, that you realized you could wrestle or could train to wrestle by seeing somebody like Jessica Havoc. Now I see a few more women that are, not, super tiny or super fit, super fit, however you want to look at that. I mean, I'm sure that there are people out there that look super fit that will like get gassed in 5 seconds. So who cares?
Definitely. I can name 5 right now.
Let's go. Shoot interview. Just kidding. But I feel like, and maybe it's just because I got more and more into independent wrestling where that is maybe more prevalent, but I feel like I see a lot more women of varying, sizes and shapes, and like the way that you saw Jessica Havoc, like somebody is probably looking at you like that. Like, how does it feel to be in that position?
That's like all I've wanted, was just to be some sort of representation for somebody. Ever since I realized how important that like Jessica Havoc moment was for me, and even further into it, Marty Bell, seeing her on the Mae Young Classic with her beautiful, wild, amazing hair. For the longest time, like I was straightening my hair, bleaching it, dyeing it, ruining it essentially, because I thought that's what I had to do to, to fit in with the other women's wrestlers. And I see Marty with this amazing natural hair, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like my hair can do that. Why aren't I doing that? She looks amazing out there. And so came my hair versus hair match and things like that. So I mean, if one person sees me and they're like, damn, okay, she's a badass, and she's got a cute belly, and she's got a fat ass, like I want to do that shit too. Like, that's all I hope for. I hope somebody just sees something and they feel some sort of pride. I don't know. That's kind of what it comes down to, though. Like, when you see someone killing it that also looks like you, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go. It's nice.
There's like a little like moment of solidarity where you're like,
hey, me too.
So what would you tell a 10-year-old version of yourself? Like if you could go back in time.
What was I going through when I was 10 years old? Oh, fuck. Jesus. You're not in love with boys yet, okay? Chill the fuck out. God. I mean, okay, listen. I was also like, I knew that I liked also women for a long time, even before I knew what that meant. So I think I was overcompensating a little bit. So I kind of want to go back and be like, hey, chill the fuck out a little bit. Enjoy your time. Pay attention to these theater classes, girl, because you're gonna be needing it. Uh and maybe stay in sports. I quit sports after I got into theater because I was like, oh, theater, okay, cool. But I think it'd be cool. I wish I would have stayed in sports more. And like, it's gonna be okay. That's probably good too.
So a couple things. So you kind of touched on how you've known that you've liked not just men but also women for a long time. And it's funny you say that because I definitely had that moment the other day for myself where I was like, I liked way too many women that wrestled that were on Lilith Fair. I should have known when I was 12.
Like, literally, I just remember always thinking like, wait, am I? No. Like, so many times before I even really understood. I was just like, no, like that, I would know. I would know. It's like, ma'am, ma'am, hello. Like, for the long, I remember being said to it, really.
I thought I just admired them for their beauty and talent, but I think it was a little more than that.
Just a little bit more than that.
So, you mentioned a hair versus hair match. How like that, especially for a woman, you don't see
it. So I saw like I found out this is awful. I wasn't a wrestling fan before really, like, what year was it? 2016, 2017. So I had just recently like found out about the whole Molly Holly thing. Okay. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I'd been wanting to cut my hair off for so long to get my curls back because, like I said, I saw Marty Bell rocking that shit. And I was like, okay, period, me next. And I saw that and I texted Troy Peterson and I was like, hey, how do you feel about a women's hair versus hair match? And he was like, I love it. How does January sound? I was like, I love it. So yeah, that's just kind of it. Just I texted him, he said yeah, and I was like, period. And then but when it happened, our clippers didn't work. So like after a couple minutes of Frankie J trying to get the clippers to go through my hair, I just finally threw her out of the ring and I took it and I just shaved my own part of my own hair and I threw it at her. I was like, yeah, I'm a badass. I'm cutting my own hair. I felt pretty cool.
That's awesome. Where, like, is there a place we can watch this match?
Yeah, I believe it's on Midnight Guthrie's YouTube channel. But I think if you just look up like Brooke Valentine hair versus hair, it should come up. I have red long French braids. My gear is green. Yeah, I think that's what you have to look up to find it. Or if you just look up Midnight Guthrie on YouTube, Captain Midnight Guthrie, it'll be on his YouTube channel.
Can't forget the captain.
Can't forget the captain.
So, what upcoming shows do you have besides the Black Wrestlers Matter show?
So this weekend I have Black Wrestlers Matter, and then next weekend I have Black Girl Magic in New Jersey. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna wrestle Willow again. And then the weekend after that, what day is that? Is that July 3rd? I get to wrestle in Tama, Iowa.
I'm sorry, you get to wrestle who, where?
JJ Garrett in Tama, Iowa. That'll be fun.
That sounds fun. You said July 3rd?
Yes. It's a bar show, 18 plus. It's going to be a while. And then July 10th, First Wrestling is doing the pre-Pride show. I'm not sure what I'm doing there yet, but I will be up there in Minnesota, Minneapolis. So if you're in the area, come out, come buy your tickets. They always go so fast. So fast. I'm excited to be back at First, though. It's been a minute, so I am excited to go back. And that's like my... And then IP has like that, their whole summer schedule thing. I'm wrestling like every day for 2 weeks straight in July.
I mean, that doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad. My body's kind of nervous about it, but mentally I'm like, fuck yeah, this is what I want, huh?
So you said you have the Black Wrestlers Matter show and you have Black Girl Magic. What's it like to be included like on, those shows that gear towards, representation?
It's really cool. I mean, that's about like, it's just, it's I mean, it's exciting. It's humbling. I'm just happy to be there, let alone to have like the matches that I have. It means the world to be thought of in these conversations. And then to also just bring a different level of inclusivity to each event too. Not one person in any of these shows looks the same, works the same, talks the same, whatever the same. So it's cool to be a little part of the puzzle piece that fits in to make these amazing shows that are happening.
So couple of just kind of easy questions, just chill questions coming up. So this is a shout out to Twitter Spaces. They've been a real treat. What is the biggest animal that you could take in a fight with just your hands, no weapons?
The biggest animal I could take him. I don't want to fight any animal. I want to get that out there 100% clear.
Pretend it's attacking you.
It's attacking me. I don't feel like I could take any animal. I'm such a scaredy cat. I think I would maybe like a raccoon. I think a raccoon. That's probably like the biggest thing I could take. Anything else I'm trying to...
Fair. And then how do you take your pancakes?
With a hella syrup. Preferably fruit flavored syrup. I love a good strawberry, or a wild berry. But yeah, with hella syrup. Here's my thing, I don't really like pancakes. I like syrup. I don't dislike pancakes, but I can't just like eat a pancake, like some people can just eat pancakes. That's weird. I don't know why people would do that. But if they're drenched in syrup, I'm eating those in like 2 seconds.
I'm never gonna eat like just a plain dry pancake.
I don't get it. I'm always like, do you want syrup? Like, yeah, I'm not a psychopath.
We've had a couple people say they eat pancakes dry.
Sorry to their taste buds. I don't know why they want a dry ass mouth.
Right? And I'm like, nothing. They're like, no.
That's a little weird. I would not them, actually. You need to let me know who they are so I don't have to like have a room with them around. That's a little...
So I'm gonna set a scene for you. So like mentally like prepare yourself for this. So pretend that you're hungry, you want something sweet, you decide I want a cookie. So you go down the cookie aisle and you see the giant like 17 shelves of America's favorite cookie, the Oreo. And you decide, I don't want to go for any of these weird flavors. I don't care about that at all. I just want like a classic, like chocolate cookie cream Oreo. But you have options, right? You can get like a thin or a single stuff or like a double stuff. Like, which one are you going for?
Original. Thin is too much cookie. Double stuff is too much icing. Original, and then I can have like 8, you know. I want to eat a lot. So original's perfect.
So you're a single stuff kind of
Stuffed kind of gal. That's how I know people think I'm crazy for not wanting double stuff, but it's just too much for me. I don't eat Oreos for the icing, you know. I know. I like the whole experience of an Oreo. I'm not saying I won't eat double stuffed, but if I'm choosing original all the way.
I mean, that's the unofficial incorrect answer to the question, but it's fine.
Sorry.
At least you didn't tell me you liked waffles.
Fair enough. I do like waffles though. I love waffles. Little Belgian waffles, little chicken and waffles, waffle and ice cream. Yum.
So all this time I thought we were friends.
I thought I can't lie to you. I can't lie about my love for waffles. I don't prefer waffles over pancakes. It goes pancake waffle.
I mean, that's an important step. I'll take that. It's fine. We can be friends again. It's all good.
Oh, so much. I'm so sorry.
This is the time when we go and see if there are any questions from the chat.
Ooh, the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's a lot of questions from the chat tonight. The chat has been going crazy in here. There are some praising Brooke for the single stuff answer. There are others chastising her for the single stuff answer. There's people wondering why waffles is even an option. It's crazy. It's crazy in here.
Why are waffles an option?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, French toast above all, but that's an ode to my mom because she made the best French toast ever. So okay, that's why French toast will trump anything.
Fair enough. I feel rude now. I'm so sorry.
No,
it's fine.
No, it's fine. No, not at all. Okay, so let's get to questions from the chat. Badoom doom. Okay, first one we got from Vic Sage. Besides your own gear, who else's do you like?
Blair Onyx. I love her gear. I think it's so fun. And the fact that every outfit she wears also kind of like ties into her gear. Super cute. Super cute. Love it.
Nice. Okay. Papa Kenway asks, is Captain Midnight Guthrie still your manager?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Captain Midnight, still head of the yacht club. Just because he's taken a hiatus doesn't mean I replaced him. We love the captain.
Okay. 2 questions from Nails in New York. What wrestling do you watch on TV?
I watch wrestling that my friends are doing. So whether it's NXT or AEW, I don't really watch a lot of TV. So I don't really catch a lot of it while it's on TV. I usually just watch like highlights. But yeah, I try to catch it whenever I can, whatever's on that night. I usually flip between both too.
Nice. Her second question is there a place or goal of where you would like to be signed?
Honestly, no. If anyone will have me, obviously, please, I would love that. But I kind of stopped trying to place goals like that. Because even if you don't put a time restraint on it, you start asking yourself, well, why hasn't it happened yet? So I'm just trying to take things one day at a time and enjoy the ride. I think the indies are really fun anyway. So I'm just gonna try and enjoy that as long as I can, whether that's forever or for a couple weeks. Who knows? I don't know.
The indies are the most fun. The
Yeah.
most fun.
I mean, not like I have any experience on the other side of things, but I'm enjoying where I'm at right now.
So next question you kind of answered before. It was from Nasty Time 215. It is, who are you road tripping with? So I don't know if you want to mention those names again for anybody
Yeah.
that joined late.
Yeah, JJ Garrett, usually Captain Midnight. Some of the Iowa kids, I like to hop in their cars. You got Gable Galileo, the Wild One, Jimmy Wild, Clay Cooper. Really any of these Iowa kids, if they're ever going to a show I want to go to, I hop in there too. But yeah, not a lot of Carlos lately, a lot of single road trips.
Okay, these next two questions are kind of conjoined together. We'll say one, it's from Nails, and we'll also say Emily Nicole 2021. They both have to do with music. Emily asks, your favorite song to come to the ring in, whereas Nails asks if copyright and price was no object and you had a big WrestleMania entrance, who would you like to perform live while you walked into the ring, and what would that song be?
It would definitely be Megan Thee Stallion, no question, and it would be What's New. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that song, but it's a good freaking song and it gets me so hyped. And if I've been thinking if I could come out to this, I would love to come out to it because it's so amazing. It gets me in such a good mood. And I'm in my car telling a random person off before I go so close to old ladies at work. Like, great.
Okay, this one is from Rob in New York. It's, if you wrote and starred in your own musical called The Wrestler, what would the happy ending of that show be?
It would be her, me. I think it'd be about me, right? Realizing that the only person I need to think I'm good is myself, and that's okay. That'd be the happy ending.
Nice, I like it. Okay, we're going back to Nails.
Okay.
Would you like to be in the Mickey James NWA show?
I mean, I'm kind of killing Lewis right now. I don't know if you've seen, I'm undefeated at WrestleMax right now. So I think they'd be kind of crazy to not have me. But I'm not the one booking it. I'm not Mickey James. But if I was Mickey James, I'd be hitting me up. I'm just saying.
We can put those good vibes out into the universe right now, everybody in the chat. Please put
Everybody,
those vibes out there.
Let's manifest. Let's put these vibes out.
Okay, we're back to Emily on this one. She asks, if you could spend the day with one celebrity, who would it be?
Oh boy. Honestly, this might be, but Adie Bryant. She's she was a comedian. She has a show on Hulu and she was on SNL. And every time I watch her perform and like in her show, I'm just like, God, she's so funny. I would love to just like have a friend like that. Just be constantly so funny all the time. That'd be great.
Okay, and for the last question from chat, I believe, unless I missed something, and I know that Christopher will tell me, we're going back to Nails for this one, and it's another in-depth one, so pay attention. So after pulling off the greatest wrestling fake out ever, do you think you can ever top it and fool everyone again? So do you have any other dastardly plans in the workings?
Now, would they be so dastardly if I told anybody?
Exactly.
I do think I could top that easy. Now,
Nice.
as a matter of, I'm not going to tell you. You'll never know. You won't know until I want you to know.
Okay, I saw two late questions in the chat. So the first one, back to Emily, is, do you have a favorite drink and snack after the show? I know you guys talked about drinks and snacks, but she's asking if you have something that you go to after the show.
Okay. Yeah, I usually energy drink or like Sprite, and then I usually do like a sweet and a chocolate and salty kind of thing. So like I'll do gummy bears or peach rings, and then usually like the Reese's sticks. They're really good. I love those. Or I'll smash McDonald's.
Mm, okay, now this one we're going back to nails for this one.
Okay.
If Lainey asked you to help bury a body, would you snitch on her or just start digging?
I would just start digging. Absolutely. Of course. I'm a good friend.
Okay, I think that's it. That's all the questions from the chat we got. So now we're going to move on to everybody's most hated part of the interview.
Oh God.
I mean, other than already having to talk to me, we're going on to the lightning round.
Bring it.
Right now, it's got hundreds of questions on it. There's a whole bunch of lightning going on. Neither of you can see what's going on because you're not watching the Twitch. It's over finally. Here we go. We're going lightning round. 10 questions as fast as you can. First thing on your mind. Favorite breakfast cereal?
Pops.
Salad dressing of choice?
Ranch.
Favorite childhood movie?
Shrek.
First thing you do if you won the lotto?
Buy a house.
Place that you visited that you don't ever want to go back to again?
St. Louis.
Scale of 1 to 10. How good of a driver are you?
10.
What's the last Halloween costume you had?
The Rock.
Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
Ew, no, nasty.
Other than in wrestling, have you ever slapped someone in the face?
Yes.
If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or do you set it free?
Killed it before I met Blair, set it free now that I know Blair.
That's 10. We're done. Boom.
That wasn't that bad.
No, it isn't. I set it up to be bad, but it's always a good time. Brooke,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you for surviving the lightning round.
Lightning never strikes twice.
I don't like Pops. I haven't had Pops since I was like 8 years old. I don't know why I said Pops. It's definitely Fruity Pebbles.
So don't bring Brooke Pops, bring Brooke Fruity Pebbles.
Pebbles, always.
What kind of gummy bears do you usually go for? Like what brand?
Haribo. Haribo. I think it's Haribo name. Those, yeah. Any other kind, like the Black Forest, Casey's, all gross. Haribo.
Have you ever had Albanese?
No, but I bet they're gross.
They're the best.
See, but that's what everybody says about the other kinds too, and they're wrong.
They are wrong. It's Albanese.
Okay, but compared to Haribo, like, are they like the same flavor? Like,
Albanese has way more flavors.
I don't like that.
And there's like soft.
So are Haribos.
They're softer.
That's impossible.
But it's a fact.
Okay, well, I need to find this out for myself. What are they called?
Albanese, I will trying to think. I will bring you some on Saturday.
Yes, I will see you Saturday.
I was like, when's the next time I'm gonna see you?
I'll bring Haribo so I can like compare the two. Have like a little taste off.
We'll do a video.
That sounds great.
So before we end here, I am giving away a stream for Black Wrestlers Matter tonight, so that people that may not be able to travel to Des Moines, like most of the nation, can maybe catch it. And we've been doing a raffle. Gentlemen handling the raffle. Are we completing the raffle?
I believe Christopher has given everybody one last chance to get in. So if you're in the chat and you hear this voice, the voice of the stack overlord, please do exclamation point raffle. Get those raffles in. See if you win. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Chris will let us know or just run the raffle when he's ready. Oh, here we go. You can no longer enter the raffle.
No more.
Okay.
So let's see. Doc Geo Jersey has won the code.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
Congrats to Doc Geo Jersey. I believe that we are friends on Twitter. Message me and I will give you the information you need to partake in the stream.
Congratulations.
You'll get to see Brooke wrestle against, and who is your match against on Saturday for everyone else?
The wrestle Devon Monroe, Mike Outlaw, and Camaro Jackson for the #1 contendership. Well, I'm gonna win, but you know, it's fine.
I'm very much looking forward to that match.
Me too. I trained a little bit down in St. Louis with Camaro and Outlaw, so I'm really excited to get to be in there with them. And then Devon, love Devon, a freaking national treasure. What the hell? So I'm really excited to get to work with him too. It's gonna be so much fun, and I'm gonna win. Like fun, and I win. Love that for me. What better Saturday? What better Juneteenth?
Right. What match other than your own are you most looking forward to?
Oh, the main event. I mean, first of all, so I know who I'm gonna go up against or who I'm challenging, but also like it's gonna be so good. And like I know Willow and oh my gosh, my brain is fried. Jocelyn, Jesus freaking heck. Willow and Jocelyn are gonna fucking tear it up too. I'm so excited for them. And then like they're bringing even more women in. There's an intergender tag match. Super excited for that. That's going to be so freaking good. Every match is going to be so good. Every match is so different.
Like that's the one thing that like I've noticed there's so many different like variants. I know there's like a tag team triple threat. I know there's a tag team no DQ match. They have intergender stuff. They have women's matches. Like it's they have a rumble, like
yes,
everything you could want. I keep joking it's going to be like a 5-hour show.
There's 10 matches, so probably 10 or 11. I can't remember.
Plus one of those is a rumble, so you know that's going to take place forever.
Ooh. We love a rumble.
So be sure to catch Brooke at Black Wrestlers Matter 2 this Saturday, Juneteenth. And you can go to it's BWMDSM on Twitter. And there's links to the stream if you weren't so lucky to win one tonight. Make sure to watch it. It's going to be a fantastic show. I know that Brooke is going to kill it like she kills it, like she's been killing it for the past year, especially. So whatever. Like real talk, I am so excited to see you like just out there like killing it as somebody like because I've known you for a long time, like 4 or 5 years.
Met my second match. Like literally.
Like I remember talking with you at So Cool.
Yeah, before I even started wrestling. God.
And to see, you know, like how far you've come and where you're at now, both as somebody that I've known for a while and that I would consider one of my friends, but also as somebody that, you know, does kind of have that representation out there for women that are, you know, maybe a little bigger, and to be out there just like such a strong person, like being a badass, like just like killing it like up and down. And it makes me just so excited to see what you have coming up And I don't want to say proud because it's a really weird way to say it, but like just I just love it. I love seeing you succeed. It makes me so happy to see somebody from the area that is like getting out there and just tearing it up and finally getting eyes that you probably should have had before. So love to see it. Love that you're doing your thing. And as just I cannot express in words how excited I am to see like what the next year will bring you, because you're only gonna get bigger and better and be more awesome. So
Thank you. I love you. And we are friends. So I'll be very good friends, I would say. It's only been what, 6 years? Frick.
Roughly. So
Thank
you're welcome. I love you. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
So this has been The Stack. I'm Val Pancakes. This has been, of course, the Queen Bee, Miss Brooke Valentine. Please follow her on all social media outlets. I know she has Twitter, Instagram. Anything else that you want to plug?
Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, Cash App, PayPal, all Queenbeebrookev, all the same handle.
Nice.
So you can find me everywhere else.
So you heard it. Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, Cash App. Send Brooke your money if you want her to do a low blow video. $300. Don't shortchange her. It's only going to go up from here.
Yes.
And make sure to catch Brooke at the Black Wrestlers Matter show too on Saturday, Juneteenth in Des Moines. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Thank you, everyone. I love you all. I don't know if I'm still on camera or not, but I love you guys. Thank you.